peace of mind with love divine from me to you. You know, I've been having a beautiful time. So much full of beauty that to even hold all this beauty that has happened, you would have to understand beauty the way I understand beauty. Now, now when I say beautiful, I ain't talking Coke bottle thoughts. I ain't talking battleship feelings. I ain't talking none of that. No, no, no. I ain't talking about none of that. I'm talking life. Life itself and the expressions of life. And the many rhythms of expressions of the people. And so you see more and more that all is equal. And when I say equal, that means you was equally created, just how all was created from the one. And so when we understand the one, this is where everything becomes magnificent. The beauty of it. The one is hard to understand. It is. But if you spend your life understanding the one, your life will become easier. If you do not know about the one, your life will become hard. And you will experience hardship and you won't know why. And this will be the underlying circumstance mentally that is creating the circumstance physically. So, got to keep you into the rules and the guidelines of the Almighty, the divine creator. So, this is where you was created. Who created you? And if he who created you is he who created me, then we are created equally. But it's a journey you must go on. It's a journey you must go on as self to be rewarded. To be rewarded. And if you would like to be rewarded, then we need to understand how do things happen. And so we need to understand great things. Knowledge first is a divine commandment. Besides the love thyself neighbor and all the prophets' laws hang on these two laws. Okay. Knowledge is a divine commandment. Love is a divine expression. So when you become a stepper on the path of knowledge, this is when you can become rewarded that no man can give you. No teacher can give you. No one can give you. If you understand the word nobody. And this is due to the way that you was created. Only the divine creator can give to you. And you have to understand this education here. Because we have to understand this is brought forth. Let me show and prove. Let me show and prove you something real smooth. Yep, let me show you something real smooth. Because this is what we have to understand. We haven't understood why knowledge is the very foundation of understanding. 38. He or she who leaves home in search of knowledge walks in the path of the divine and the prophets. See what we're saying? Walk in your own path, but you in search of knowledge. And when you walk on the path of knowledge, you walk in the path of the divine. So acquire then such knowledge, that divine knowledge. See, because this is what's going to raise your education and make you divine, raise you from supreme into divine. This was the last stage that supposed to be for our people, is that we reach divinity, the divine movement. Is an understanding of a wisdom. Acquire then such knowledge. And this is what this channel brings. Sufas. Yes. So acquire then such knowledge, divine knowledge. So everything can be good in your life. So whoever seeks knowledge, because we're talking about whoever was on that search. So if you on a search like I was, seeking for truth, then you will understand. You will know exactly what a speaker of knowledge is. Most of our people don't know what a speaker of knowledge is today, because everybody just hopping on the internet and just blah, blah, blah. And so we don't really, and we losing, we're losing the knowledge. And therefore, the internet is making people undisciplined. But at the same time, people like myself is on the internet. And so we bring balance to the internet. While a lot of people are doing the foolish on the internet, it's people as myself bringing the wisdom, bringing the divine. Because I specialize in divinity, divine wisdom, divine understanding, divine knowledge. And it's 10 things you will learn from me. And that's me personally. But these things here are the educational tools that I use as the final pinnacle of the journey. So for you, you get the, well, it's an ancient wisdom that says a laborer was hired to work in the vineyard, and the laborer was paid a penny to work the vineyard, and he worked in the morning all the way to the evening. And the people that came looking for a job, looking for a place of work, was hired to work at the vineyard. But they came at a later time than the person who came in the morning. And so now the person that came at a later time, even in the evening, and worked just a little bit, will get paid the same amount as the person getting paid at the beginning, who worked all them hours. Let's just say one worked 10 hours from morning to evening, late evening, and then we have another laborer coming and just working for 6 minutes, and they get paid the same amount. Now this is what the divine creator is. I understood through my reward that others can be rewarded. But you have to already be on a journey for it to understand it. And if you understand it, then you will know what you have. And if you know, you will know what you have. And so when you know what you have, then you can be a speaker of knowledge. Because knowledge is not physical. So we have to understand divinity. So when we're coming into knowledge, we're talking about the path of the divine. So the vineyard, those who work for the divine. And so these people will always get equal substance. So this is the way that knowledge works. So it's not stingy, it's ever friendly. In a sense, it wants you to have what it has. But if you do not want it, then that's on you. That ain't me. You deciding to not want it and to not walk on the path. And if you don't walk on the path, then you're not on the path of knowledge. You have to walk the path to be on the path. So seeking divine knowledge from the cradle to the grave, this is something that is divine. And it tells us whoever seeks knowledge will get two rewards. One reward is the knowledge of self gained by such a journey. That's when you can appreciate KOS community. Knowledge of self, community, because when you have been rewarded knowledge of self, then you will respect KOS community. But if you haven't been rewarded knowledge of self, then you don't understand the knowledge of you. And that all these videos are for you and to you, giving you knowledge of your self. And so this is the understanding. Run reward is the knowledge of self. Gain, how is it gained? By such a journey. Self has to go on a journey in order to be rewarded. Then you not only get one reward, you get two rewards. The second, the other reward. We did the one reward. The other reward is attaining. Is attaining the knowledge sought. These are forever the greater reward. So even if one does not attain the original goal, for them is always the greater reward. The greater reward is knowledge of self. This is just a beauty. And then the other reward is attaining. Then the two rewards. You're going to have knowledge. You're going to gain knowledge of self, and you're going to attain it. You're going to attain the knowledge of self. So this is a beautiful reward that I would tell you that exists and that nothing can be better than it. And if you understand what wisdom is the knowledge of self. Well, let me say it to you like this. Wisdom is the knowledge of all are. And the knowledge and wisdom and understanding of all are is the knowledge of self. So this is why they didn't want As-Salam all over the planet. Because As-Salam gives you the authority to be yourself and to know yourself. And to know yourself is to know the divine creator. This is why this is always the greatest reward. And that greater reward So yeah, we just kicking it. We just kicking it. You already know. But I already see now. I've been chilling with the fam, so I had to get back to the education, to the community. The education of the community. Now this community is only under divine law. And so far, only divine law is under nothing. Divine law is the greater. And greater in the divine law, let's say divine law is the father, and natural law is the mother. We got father, creator, and mother, nature. So father divine and mother nature. So we understand these from the pivotal of blackness. We do not speak, talk, act, or call each other by labels as society does. We use people-oriented labels like aunties, uncles, cousins, kinfolk, kin, my brother, my sister, spiritual brother, spiritual sister. We are people-oriented. So we don't say persons like corporation. Corporations say persons. You are 3 persons. Man, come on. We don't do that. We understand. But do you understand what we understand? And so under divine law, all give us the divine ability to use our abilities. And also to smoke cannabis. So under my religious right, under my religious freedom, under my divine rights of use, I choose to use what the Creator creates. And I ain't get rewarded no other way but from the Creator. So, this is an educational awareness that we got to turn education into fun. And when I say fun, I'm talking about fundamental. See, the word fun, everything's become fun when you understand fundamental. The fun comes from the mental. So when we understand the fundamental, now we can begin to have all sorts of fun, and nobody know it like us. This is why we joke, laugh, joke, and have fun with each other, and not have hard shoulders, hard hearts, and stone toes, and fists. So now, when we're talking about what gives man this ability to stand against the currents, to clean up the water spilled, to get dirty when clean, to stay righteous amongst the wicked, to not judge, but enjoy. This takes that great reward called knowledge of self. You will see That knowledge of self is a benefit to you for who walks on the path. This is not something just granted to you by way of just a Sufa video. These Sufa lectures are discourses to discourse you to the divine immortal being that you are. And so knowledge, right knowledge, is right education. Divine knowledge is self-knowledge. Supremacy is divinity. And so the things you want to learn is how to create thoughts, words, and deeds that are in harmony of the divine. Turn that down. That are in harmony with the divine. When these attributes are in harmony with the divine, this brings the divine in simple terms. Fun is where divine is. Wherever divine is, that's where you'll find fun. It's fundamental. It's fundamental. Fun is fundamental. So how you use fun mentally? I know you come up with ideas and you come up with destinations and you come up with goals. But that's not getting the fullness out of life, even though it's a part of life. See, to get the full essence of life is to get the enjoyness and the completion to the perfectedness of life. When we know and understand what life is, not what we want to do in life, but what life is life made up of anything? What makes up life? Because these questions will answer what self is made of. You can't drink nothing. So self is made of something. So we have to understand this is where things can go invisible. And when I say invisible, that means greater. It's so great you can't see it. See, nothing is so small you can't see it. But the absolute is so great you can't see it. These two come together to bring me and you. The divine creator always gave us the ability to know. That's why knowledge is one of the names of the divine. And so we're going to be bringing these awareness even more in the opening of the spring season. More in the spring season, we're going to have some other availabilities and some other functionalities besides just the Sufa videos and lectures and education on this channel. This is a Al Sufyan education. Sufi. And so self-knowledge is our salon. Our self-law am master of self. So these things we have to understand. But it's no understanding than the wisdom of the divine creator. So this is what people must know, is the wisdom of the divine creator. Black people don't call the divine creator God. We call, instead of using his name, we use the divine creator or the creator. That's closer name too. That's an actual name of the creator. He is the creator. God is not a name of the creator. So you ain't sending no intent to God when it's already been an intention before you were born. This is not no 21st century doctrine. And this is not even a doctrine at all. This is wisdom manifested perfectly for you and me. So every we is a you. Every we is a me. So this is divinity. Where all are equal. It don't matter what it looks like. Everything is equal. And this is divine knowledge. I see. So most people just be wanting to, hey, they jump from lollipop to the corn drops. I'm telling you. Hey, we can't be switching lanes and on the same plane. You know, we gotta understand these things. And the only way you really gonna understand is by a journey. Take a vacation on knowledge yourself. And you'll see what such a journey brings to you. And so let's go to show you how powerful. We're just gonna put divine and then knowledge. This commandment, divine commandment. You know, they say the 10 commandments. Well, the 10 commandments all are in this one. The pursuit of knowledge is a divine commandment for every Muslim, for every Muslim, the Muslim. So now we're talking about names of the past as sages was known as a name of the past for one who was wise. Today's time, that is a Muslim, a Musalim. So when we understand what this word really means, it means the master of the universe, divine knowledge, ourself, law, and that's divine law, and master of self. Self-knowledge. Remember, the pursuit of knowledge is a divine commandment. So now when I hit you with that good taste, now you see, Asalam is first a devotion to divinity. Not lesser, but greater. That's who you are, the greater self. You got the lower, then you got the higher, then you got the greater. The greater is the divine. So Asalam is first a devotion to divinity, self-knowledge, and self-restraint, self-mastery. So whoever is interested in that is interested in KOS. Because there is a journey that you will begin to realize. And that's when the journey begins. When you self realizes self. So in our opening spring season, you're going to have functionalities really diving into the sciences and the mathematics of it all. So what's on the screen is enough. You don't even need the science and the mathematics if you got knowledge of self. But if you don't have knowledge of self, then you need the science and the mathematics to self-knowledge. And that would be provided by KOS. And so when we understand what we need to know to have a great life, especially if you have children, you don't only want to be the only one in your family having a good life. You want to have your children also happy having you in their life and you sharing your happiness and you showing them a happy life. Can't nothing be replaced like that. Love, ain't no love greater than all. So when we understand these things, then we're going to be able to bring these things from within to without. And that's called educare, peace and love, to the brother C. Freeman L. Educare means to bring out that divinity within. So this is what KOS specializes in, is bringing out the divine from within through educare. And so this is why we have to I learned through vowel shifts. There's something in the English language. If you ever find yourself words, if you ever find yourself stumbling over words or using vowel substitution, this comes from something called the Great Vowel Shift. The Great Vowel shift these different vowels into different forms by changing the vowel but keeping the same consonants. And so that is why we have to understand language, because the Great Vowel Shift, well, words we be saying as black folks, we be saying that we be on to something. Ours be ancient form. But then they want to influence us to use it in another way. No, we ain't about that. And so it's just real different. So different that you already got to know how to being accustomed to those type of environments. And so now I understand it way different. Now, not being a child. But this is how important self-knowledge is. It's your way to honor God. Did you see that? Or do we need to go back? Did you see that? This is the way to honor God. To honor God through self-knowledge and self-restraint. Divinity and wisdom. Self-knowledge and self-mastery. To honor God. See, and what's important to understand about divinity is that you don't need no book. You don't need no literature. You don't need no image. You don't need no picture. When we're dealing with divinity, divine, when we divine, living in divinity, the one vine, there's no image, there's no picture, there's no token. There's no representative. There's no capacity. There's no wisdom except for the character of Sufa. When it comes to divinity, only Sufa is character of wisdom, capacity, representative, token, or image, picture. Only Sufa. So, Su. See, the word so was a vowel shift of the word Su. See, these things we have to understand. The European nation created the great vowel shift that changed a lot of these words into their languages of today. Just through vowel shifting and consonantal changes. What we want to know and understand is when we say all gives men and women the ability to think. No one else. We hear that. No one else. Only Allah gives men and women the ability. So we talking about a trust, an inheritance. We talking about the divine right of use. You are not the owner of anything. Only thing you can own is what you are, is who you are. And that's self-knowledge. So who created you? Is who created me. All are his true name. And that he created us. And that he loves us. And the greatest respect we can show is to live a good and holy life in his honor. Peace and love. I salam, salam.